Assalamualaikum students. How are you all? I hope all of you are well and safe at home. Welcome to my religion class. Today I will discuss about two lessons, lesson 12 and lesson 13. Lesson 12 is about hatred. Hatred means contempt, dislike, apathy, negligence and disregard. It also means to consider someone as worthless or ordinary and to avoid him without acceptance. It is also related to envy. So what can you understand? You understand that when a person dislikes anyone and thinks him or her worthless and ordinary and always avoid him, this situation is known as hatred. Okay, now let's see the reason for hatred. Why a man hates others or why he got the feeling of hate. Number 1, pride. Number 2, enmity. Number 3, greed for power. Hatred is not considered as a bad quality. Sometimes it regarded as good virtue and maximum time it regarded as bad virtue. When does hatred regard as good virtue? Let's see. When a mu'min, a Muslim or a person hate the bad activities, then hatred is regarded as a good virtue, such as theft, robbery, hijack, interest, bribery, alcoholic drinks, or taking heroin, gambling, indecency, shamelessness. All kinds of akhlaq zamima or all kinds of bad activities are regarded as a good virtue. Similarly, hatred is regarded as a bad virtue when someone hates others' good result, wealth, power, beauty, or his or her goodness. So, hatred is not bad at all. It also regarded as good virtue when someone hates the bad qualities. Let's see the bad results or bad effects or the consequences of hatred. Number 1, to hate someone is unlawful and a bad act. Number 2, hatred is a fatal malady or sickness. 3, it splits friendship. It breaks the friendship among the friends. It creates chaos in the society. The peace in the society will hampered by hatred. A person bearing hatred never finds peace in his mind. When a person hates someone, he always be jealous of others and he never finds any peace in his mind. It causes a great loss in the afterlife and life after death. How it causes great loss in the afterlife and the life after death? Let's see. In Tirmidhi, great Prophet Hazrat Muhammad said, "You have inherited two contagious diseases from your forefathers. One is envy and another is hatred." In the previous class, I discussed about envy and today I discussed about hatred. So, these two bad activities is regarded as contagious disease by great Prophet Hazrat Muhammad. Rasulullah also says, "Do not be envious of each other. Don't hate others. Don't be diplomatic to harm each other. Rather, be brotherly to each other as servants of Allah." So, great Prophet ordered us or advised us to become the brother of one another. As we know, Shaitan is characterized by hatred and disregard. He also crushed as he felt jealous of Hazrat Adam a.s. How can you avoid hatred or how can we save ourselves from hatred? We should hate the sins but not the sinner. We should hate the bad activities and we should not practice these activities at home or not in the society. We should realize the bad effects of hatred and we should create our love for all human beings and all animals. We should appreciate others' goodness, others' good deeds. We should not hate others' wealth, education, social status. So I hope you can realize the moral teaching of this lesson and you will not hate anyone. Our next topic is lesson 13. Lesson 13 is about theft. Do you know what is this? Theft means to steal something. The practice of stealing means the occupation or work of the thief. We know that thief is a person who steals things or property. When someone takes away others' property secretly without the owner's knowledge or knowing, it is called theft. That means if we take or if someone takes something in the presence of someone or with the permission of someone, it is not called theft. But if someone takes anything or any property of someone without his knowledge, without his presence, secretly, then it is called theft. Now the consequences of stealing or theft are the bad effects. Number 1, insecurity. Let's see what is written on your book. For theft, wealth and life become subject to insecurity. Maximum time the poor people engages in theft. Sometimes the thief even murders the owners with the fear of being caught. Theft causes insecurity in the society. Insecurity of life, insecurity of wealth. That someone may be killed by the theft or many precious things may be stolen by the thief. Destruction of social peace. People cannot sleep peacefully because of the theft. They are to keep awake for the safety of their property. The social peace and relief are disturbed much because of the fear of the property being stolen. So, the rich people or the medium people always living in a fear in mind that someone or sometimes their property or wealth may be stolen by the thief. Increasing social crime. In the society, new crimes are committed because of theft. A thief does not become satisfied with the only stealing, rather he tends to snatch, kidnap, murder and sometimes disgrace women. So, theft causes 4 kinds of social crimes: snatching, kidnapping, murder and disgrace women or evening. Hateful deed. As we know, it's a kind of hateful activities. Hate is one of the crimes in the society. People consider a thief hateful in the society and feel ashamed of his being relative. Both family and society hate him. Let's see the prevention or how to prevent the theft. Number 1, fulfillment of basic needs. What are the basic needs of a person? The basic needs of a person are clothes, food. It is needed to take steps to fulfill the basic needs of people so that a person is not compelled to steal for want of basic needs. So, employment should be created for them. The government should take steps to fulfill the basic needs of the people and should solve the unemployment problem and should give them jobs so that they can be employed. Number 2, arrangement for punishment. The punishment should be according to our religion and the law of the country. In every country and society, there is code of punishment for the people who steals by natural impulse in spite of having no ones to prompt him or her to theft. In Islam too, there are laws to punish him or her. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Ma'idah, verse number 38, that cut their thief hands off, whether they are men or women. From Allah it is the exemplary punishment for what they have committed. So Islam or Allah order us to cut the hands of the thief, whether he is a woman or man, so that man or woman can be afraid of the punishment of the theft. Number 3, moral awareness. Social awareness can move our hearts to refrain from or avoid theft. We can create morality boycotting the thieves from the society. The last point is religious prevention. Theft is not a social crime but also an unlawful or haram or not permissible act in religion. There is severe punishment in the akhirat other than the earthly hatred and punishment for the theft. And the person who is a thief is hated by all, and in the akhirat he will also get punishment. And we should grow social, moral and religious awareness against the theft. That's all for today. I hope you can understand today's two topics and you can easily solve the exercise.